Hey, I'm here to talk about the Vibram Five Finger Bikila running shoe, which I got on Friday after doing a lot of search on the whole concept of minimal footwear running. And I won't talk really about what's involved in minimal footwear running and why it's a good thing over other options. There's a lot on the internet that can tell you about that. But I did want to just take a few minutes and show you what the shoe looked like and kind of my first impressions, and then maybe keep this updated every so often, kind of check in on how the transition's working. So the first thing I want to do is just show you a little bit what they look like. I have them on right now. So you can see they look a little strange. I can wiggle my toes. Fully articulated, very bendy. I can basically bend my foot in any way I want to, any way my foot can naturally go. Each toe is separate and has a little piece of, basically the bottom part here, the tread on each toe curves up over the front of the toe. Good if you stub something, which I've already done once and didn't even feel it. Usually what happens is the big toe fits a little snugly. The second toe, depending on whether you have a long second toe or not, which I do, goes snugly. And then the rest of them don't. But they still sit in their pocket, they call them. So my little toe is about to here. The next one's like up to here. Now the ones I got are the Bikila LS, which has the lace. I have another one here that has a Velcro strap. That's just the non-LS. I like the lace because I felt it allowed me to pull the shoe tight to fit around the form of my foot. In the back here, there's a little bit of padding along the side of the foot. Here, I'm going to actually move over to where I can sit. Can show it a little better. Okay. So, you see here, in the arch, it's not hard. I can push my thumb into it, but I would say it's harder than this part here. This outside mesh will be very familiar to runners because it's that same moisture wicking material that almost all of our running clothes are made out of. Breathes very well, pulls the sweat out. Then on the bottom of the foot, you have various pads. Now I will say that this may look like padding, but it's not really any padding at all. If you look at a traditional running shoe, it'll have this big thick wedge here, but this is just a thin material. The bottom here is really only a few millimeters thick. These pads here are not for shock absorption. They're just to protect you from road hazards, because these shoes are designed for running on a road. If you look at the bottom here, I've got various pads, and even though I've only done a little bit of running, you can see a slight wear across the main pad. And you can bend the whole shoe in all types of directions here. I found them pretty easy to get on and off. Some people do struggle a bit, and I guess they just get easier and easier. Now, I've went for one run on Friday for about, just did a mile, and I found that it was a delight, absolute delight to run in them, and you feel amazingly free. Now, I've already been practicing for quite a few months now, changing the mechanics of my running stride so that I land with a combination forefoot, midfoot strike. I don't even know if there's really technically anything truly midfoot strike, because there's really not much in your midfoot. You know, I think when people think of a midfoot strike, they're thinking of some kind of simultaneous impact between your heel and your forefoot, and that's not really what I've observed it to be, nor do I find that actually works. I think some people do strive for that, and I know in the Chi Running Guide, they say that you should be able to go to the beach and look back at your footsteps and see perfect imprints with no deviation in depth from the heel to the forefoot. That is pretty difficult to pull off with barefoot running, because you really don't want a heel impact. You want the forefoot to, you know, have a microsecond impact for the rest, so that your body mechanics can basically work on using your foot and the arch of your foot as a bit of a natural shock absorber. Once again, I'm not going to get into the mechanics of barefoot running. There's really lots of resources on that. But I know people have been interested in the shoe itself, and kind of wondering what it's like to run in. I will say that, as everyone else kind of warned me, my Achilles tendon is a little sore after running that 1 mile, and my calves were a little tight. And I expected that. That's why I didn't go crazy and go do, you know, a full run on that. So basically, my plan is to transition from regular footwear to these over a course of months, doing a little bit each day, sometimes skipping days with them, and to wear them around a lot. When I wore them all day today, because there's a lot in the foot that has to be strengthened once you remove all the artificial stabilizers and cushions and stuff from the regular shoes. You know, basically walking around barefoot makes everything tired, makes your foot tired, makes your legs tired, because, hey, I haven't done it since I was a kid. So there's a lot of kind of training and strengthening that needs to happen. But I will say that it's awesome to run. It's awesome to run down a road on cement and concrete and you feel like you're running on bare feet. You feel all the tactile sensation, the feedback. What you don't feel, obviously, is your skin against the ground, you know, and that isn't probably going to be an option for me. I know some people do eventually get to that, but what I like about these shoes is they basically allow me the freedom to run anywhere, under any conditions, and not worry about cutting my foot, not worrying about, you know, I'm not going to ever build up, you know, the thick calluses that barefoot runners, people, you know, in Kenya, who run their whole lives from children to adulthood with bare feet, they have, you know, some real natural calluses and stuff there that I will never have. So nor do I even think I want them. I like these, I do. That's it. I will say one kind of interesting thing is that I have been working a lot on my foot strikes per minute, and I should be running, and they say, the experts say, you should be running around 180 foot strikes a minute, and I have some MP3 music, which are basically metronomes, where it goes tick 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 tick, basically one for each foot strike, and I've worked my way up to 170. And interestingly enough, I have trouble running in these much lower than 170. When you slow down your foot strikes, your foot strikes per minute, you basically are spending more and more time with your foot on the ground, or you're, you know, sailing through the air, which of course is a big no-no, and the ground would be very unforgiving to lightly shod feet if you were doing that. So just assuming that you're running, you know, properly with a smooth, even gait, and you're not bouncing all over the place. If you're running at about 140, 150 foot strikes a minute, which is kind of where I started this whole thing, that's a lot of time with your feet on the ground, and it's harder to run on hard surfaces with minimal footwear with that much time with your feet on the ground. So it's kind of interesting. I found it much easier to run with the faster foot strikes, especially since these weigh practically nothing. And very comfortable. I was just a tap, 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 you know, all the way down the street, and no problems at all. Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to give you guys a little look-see on these. I'm going to be, at some point, I'll try to record myself running in them, and I'm sure I'll look particularly ridiculous running down the street with them on, trying to video record it, but it might give you kind of a sense of what they look like when you're running in them. Okay, that's it. Thanks. I'll talk to you later. Bye.